Some things just stick with you. They linger in your mind, echoing long after you've seen them, refusing to let go. The Shroud of Turin is one of those things, a mystery that has haunted the world for centuries. For centuries, a simple piece of linen cloth has done just that, the Shroud of Turin. It's more than just a relic, it's a puzzle that has fascinated believers and skeptics alike, drawing crowds and sparking debates across generations. To some, it's a medieval forgery, a clever trick from a distant past meant to inspire awe or devotion. To others, it's the burial cloth of Jesus Christ, a sacred object that connects them to the very heart of their faith. It's a mystery that blends history, science, and faith. Each perspective adds another layer, making the shroud even more enigmatic. The image on the shroud isn't painted or stained, science can't explain it. Decades of research have only deepened the questions, not answered them. It's a faint, negative image showing the wounds of a crucified man. The details are haunting, almost photographic, yet no one knows how they got there. Whether you believe it's authentic or not, it's compelling. People from all walks of life find themselves drawn to it, unable to look away. It forces us to ask, is this just a relic or something more? Is it a clever piece of history or a message meant for us today? In a world full of noise, this silent cloth demands our attention. It doesn't shout, it whispers, inviting us to listen closely. It invites us to look closer, to dig deeper, and to consider the possibility that we're seeing something that defies explanation. It challenges us to question what we think we know. It's a puzzle that has stumped the brightest minds for generations. Historians, scientists, and theologians have all tried to unlock its secrets. Even with all our technology, this ancient artifact challenges our understanding. Every new discovery seems to raise more questions than answers. Maybe it's more than a historical curiosity. Maybe it's a mirror, reflecting our deepest hopes and doubts. Maybe it's a message, a warning, a silent reminder that some mysteries are meant to humble us, not to be solved. Some truths aren't found in a lab or a textbook. They're found in the questions we dare to ask and the silences we're willing to sit with. They're found in the quiet, uncomfortable places that force us to confront what we truly believe. The Shroud asks us to look inward as much as outward. The Shroud of Turin is one of those places, a silent enigma waiting for each of us to decide what it truly means. Before you build a house, you need a blueprint, a plan. Without it, every step is uncertain, and the final result is left to chance. A blueprint gives direction, purpose, and confidence that what you're building will stand the test of time. Biblical prophecy is like that, a blueprint for the future laid out centuries in advance. It's a map that reveals not just what's coming, but why it matters and how it fits into a bigger story. It's not a vague guess, it's detailed, specific, and shows God's hand in history. These prophecies are like signposts, guiding us through the ages, showing that nothing happens by accident. The Old Testament contains hundreds of predictions about the Messiah, his family, birthplace, life, and death. Each one is a thread woven into the fabric of history, waiting to be fulfilled. Jesus fulfilled those prophecies with stunning accuracy. His life matched the blueprint in ways that still astonish scholars and believers alike. The odds of one man fulfilling even a few are astronomical. Mathematicians have calculated that the probability is so small it's almost beyond comprehension. Fulfilling all is nearly impossible. It's like winning the lottery hundreds of times in a row, by design, not by luck. This isn't blind faith, it's a faith built on promises kept. It's trust grounded in evidence, in a track record of reliability. The Bible's blueprint also points to the future, our future. It invites us to look ahead with hope, knowing that the story isn't finished yet. If the first prophecies were fulfilled perfectly, we have every reason to trust what it says about Christ's return. The same God who kept his word before will keep it again. Prophecy shows us that history isn't random, it's heading somewhere. There's a purpose, a destination, and a plan unfolding before our eyes. The God who made the plan will see it through. That's why prophecy matters. It gives us hope, assurance, and a reason to keep moving forward. It's not just about the past, it's about what's still to come. The journey isn't over, and the best chapters may be ahead. The Shroud of Turin may be a piece of that blueprint, a reminder that the plan is real. It's a tangible link to the story that continues to shape our world. It's evidence that demands a response. The foundation is set, unshakable and sure. The rest is up to us. The blueprint is in our hands. What we build next is our choice. When faced with uncomfortable truth, people often look for a way out. We prefer comfort zones and ideas that fit our worldview. The Bible predicted this. People would turn away from sound doctrine and chase after myths. Today, we're surrounded by information, able to build echo chambers that reinforce what we want to hear. We scratch our own itching ears, turning away from hard truths. The Shroud of Turin exists in this world, a hard object pointing to a hard truth. It's easier to call it a fake or get lost in debates than to confront what it represents. Paul's warning to Timothy is a diagnosis of our modern condition. The challenge is to listen to the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. The shroud forces us to face suffering, sacrifice, and resurrection. It's not just a relic, it's a challenge to our willingness to hear the truth. Will we listen or turn away? The choice is ours. The truth is waiting. What if the Shroud of Turin is real? What if it's the authentic burial cloth of Jesus? That would mean we have a physical witness to the most important event in history. The shroud would be a silent testimony to fulfilled prophecy. Every wound matches Old Testament predictions. Pierced hands and feet, scourged back, crown of thorns, spear in the side. The details are too precise for a medieval forgery. If authentic, the shroud is a receipt, proof the price was paid, just as the prophet said. It would mean the resurrection isn't just a story, but a fact with physical evidence. The image, possibly created by a burst of light, could be a snapshot of that moment. It's a direct challenge to a world that wants to turn away from truth. The shroud would be a prophetic warning. This happened. This is real. And you have to decide what you're going to do about it. The evidence is in front of us. The details of the shroud matter. They line up with prophecy in ways hard to ignore. Isaiah said the Messiah would be marred beyond human likeness. The shroud shows a beaten, bruised face. Roman scourging left over 100 wounds, just as the shroud reveals. Isaiah wrote, "By his wounds we are healed." The shroud shows those wounds in brutal detail. The crown of thorns isn't a neat wreath, but a cap, matching the puncture wounds on the scalp. Zechariah spoke of the one they have pierced. The shroud shows thorns, nails, and a spear wound. John's gospel describes blood and water from Jesus' side. The shroud shows a wound exactly where that would happen. Forensic experts confirm the medical accuracy. The shroud matches prophecy, eyewitness accounts, and physical evidence. It's not sanitized art, it's the brutal receipt for healing. The blueprint and the finished work side by side. The details matter. They point to something real. There's satisfaction in seeing a job finished. The blueprint matches the work. Jesus' first coming fulfilled prophecy with precision. That certainty is the bedrock of Christian faith. But the blueprint isn't finished. The same prophets who foretold his first coming also spoke of his return. Jesus promised it himself, "I will come back." The fulfilled prophecies of the past guarantee the ones yet to come. The shroud, if authentic, is a physical reminder of this pattern. It connects past to future, reminding us the story isn't over. The world is unstable, but the promise of Christ's return is a fixed point. The shroud points back to the cross and forward to a day of reckoning. History's final chapter is still to come. We're all part of it. The promise stands. Are we ready? The blueprint is clear. It's easy to focus on the shroud as an object, its age, its image, its mystery. But if we stop there, we miss the point. The shroud is valuable because of who it points to. It's a signpost, not the destination. Like a cherished photo, its value is in the person it represents. The Christian faith isn't about worshiping a relic, but about a relationship with Jesus. The resurrection wasn't just a moment in history, it's a living reality. The shroud helps us visualize the price paid, but it's the person who changes lives. Don't get stuck debating the artifact. Look at what was built, a bridge to a relationship. The shroud invites us to ask, who is this man? The answer isn't just historical, it's personal. The real value is in meeting the person at the center of it all. That's where the journey begins. We've looked at the blueprint, the evidence, and the message. We've explored the mysteries, the history, and the questions that have echoed through centuries. Now comes the personal part. What will you do with this information? This isn't just a story from the past, it's a challenge for your present and your future. The shroud and the prophecies it points to demand a response. They invite you to wrestle with what you believe and why. You can't just walk by, you have to choose what you believe. Indifference is, in itself, a choice. Do you believe the prophecies? Do you see them as coincidence or as something more? Do you believe Jesus is who he claimed to be? This is a question that has changed lives for generations. It's a decision of the heart, not just the mind. Faith is deeply personal, and it shapes how you see the world. Belief is the foundation. It's stepping onto the construction site of your own faith. Every journey starts with a single, intentional step. If you believe, the next step is to prepare. Preparation means living out your faith, not just thinking about it. The Bible calls us to be ready for Christ's return, living lives that reflect what we believe. It's about action, compassion, and hope. It's not about perfection, but intention. Growth comes from trying, learning, and starting again. Make choices that show you're serious about your faith. Let your actions speak as loudly as your words. Seek to understand more, read the prophecies, explore the context, and ask questions. Study the Gospels, examine the evidence, and look at the science with an open mind. Let curiosity guide you deeper. Don't just take my word for it. Do the work yourself. The truth invites questions, and honest searching leads to understanding. Your response is a journey that starts with a single step. Believe. Take action, and let your faith grow. Prepare for what's ahead. Seek answers, seek truth, and seek a deeper relationship with God. The time is now. Your journey begins today. Here we are, left with a mysterious piece of cloth, a witness that's survived centuries. It's a link to the past and a warning for the future. The shroud reminds us of a promise kept in the most brutal way. The prophecies weren't just words. They were fulfilled in flesh and blood. The shroud stands as a potential receipt for that fulfillment. It challenges us not to turn away from uncomfortable truths. In an age of myths and distractions, the shroud pierces through. It asks, are the old stories more than myths? If the first blueprint was fulfilled, the second will be too. The job isn't finished. The final act is still to come. We live between the promises, with proof behind us and prophecy ahead. Don't turn away. Look closer. Ask the hard questions. Decide what you'll do with the man in the shroud. The choice is yours. The time is now. Seek the truth before it's too late.